What's up, everyone? Tag a friend and let them know we're about to get into it.
Welcome to the Speak Her Podcast with your host, Camille, Essick, the podcast where creators and innovators connect. Let's get started.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm your co-host Jonathan. Camille will be here shortly. Before we begin, be sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe.
Keep the Speaker Podcast ad-free. Scan the QR code and buy me a coffee. Your support keeps us ad-free while bringing you conversations impacting the community and the culture.
Hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Please share this and tag a friend who needs to hear this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's Camille Essick. I'm host of the Speaker Podcast. This is the podcast where innovators and creators connect. Be sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe. And I am streaming across multiple platforms such as iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Pandora. Y'all have music out right now, available on Tidal Music, and I'm super excited. So we want to welcome our guest back tonight. SEALZ, welcome back to the show.
Let's do it, round two.
Yes, since you've been here, first of all, we have to give you your flowers. You're doing some amazing things across social media, so we want to definitely give you kudos on those things. Catch us up on what's been going on in your world, and then those that may be new, because we've had some new subscribers since you've been here. Just let the people know about, a little bit about yourself, like who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, my name's SEALZ THE MAN. I go by SEALZ THE MAN as my brand. I've been collaborating with Camille for it feels like a decade now, right?
Since the pandemic.
Yeah, pandemic 2020, 2021. We've been collabing ever since, and on an annual basis. And I always make sure that I'm here for her when it comes to this platform, because I feel like it's just that important. And she's just fun to be with. So all the new followers, you are following the right woman. So about me, I have a YouTube channel called SEALZ THE MAN, where I talk about positive mindset for men. I created the YouTube channel for my two young nieces, so that when they become of age, they will have a positive and just a good role model to have when it comes to looking for men and what type of men to deal with and the type of men to evolve yourself with. And it's all God-led. So I've been doing that since COVID as well, and it's been a blessing. Just recently, as I told C, dropped a website for questions that all my subscribers or anyone can have for me when it comes to positive mindset, when it comes to men. And that's all I'm doing, just bringing positivity to the world, and it's been great. So that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And I'm giving you your flowers just offline. You're just a really cool person, great friend from day one, just so sincere, so genuine, very knowledgeable. You've encouraged me in the space just because there are so many things I'm learning. And then you've always shared your knowledge, because your subscribers, you're like, what, 400,000 on YouTube now? And it's just encouraging to me, because sometimes other voices out here feel like if you don't have that many subscribers, or if you're not on their level, they don't take the time to pour or encourage. And you've just always just been cool. And when it comes to just pushing me along, like just being that voice to say, keep going and your time will come. So thank you for that.
I appreciate you for that. Thank you. See.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopping into this conversation, you're here just because you're like that male voice, healthy, safe male voice. So one of the things I want to ask you is, what are your thoughts on, because in a relationship, there's always two sides, right? And I think sometimes through, of course, social media is what it is now. It's always focused more so on what she needs or wants. But how do you feel when sometimes the presence of a man is reduced to merely a check or financial provision and not looking at other things he could provide or even what he may need.
Yeah, I think that's really prevalent in today's time because, you have social media, you have these podcasts where everybody has a license to speak. And you have a lot of these toxic mindsets out here where they say, oh, you should lead your relationship like this. You should look for a man who can do this. And there's no more love in these conversations. It's all about possession. It's all about benefit. It's all about surface level acquisitions or surface level inquiries. It's not about love, right? It's just simply love is out of the equation, it seems, for the majority
Yeah.
of a lot of today's conversations. And that's why I speak what I speak on my channel, because I feel like positivity is no longer attractive, is no longer popular. Um, and it feels like no one wants to hear it, but it's not true, right? There are good men out there. There are good women out there, but you got the news and social media and you got these TV shows that we watch where people fighting. It just seems like negativity is the thing to do or the thing to do to make money. So it's not really encouraging. But when it comes to looking for when it comes to men, um, I always try to prioritize or tell other men to prioritize what's good for them and not what they can do for others. Because as a man, we take pride in protecting, we take pride in providing the things we love and the people we love. But sometimes we can be so deep in those services that other people can take advantage of us. And that's happening a lot. I have a lot of male friends who've experienced that, who are experiencing that, especially when it comes to their relationships. So having that cognizance to understand when someone is loving you or someone
Mhm.
using you for your love is a big deciding factor into protecting yourself as a man, which people don't talk about a lot. A lot of people talk about, how a woman should protect herself, but men should also protect themselves too. It goes both ways. So I think it's very important for men to be decisive in what they know what's good for them and what's best for them and stick to it.
So in that line of like protection, where is the line drawn where it's protection, but you're still in a space to be open? Because on the other end, there can be so much protection, no one can get in, or there's a sense of cynicism, or sarcasm, or even to the point where it's my way or the highway, and there's no middle ground. Like, when
Hmm.
you realize this person is safe, like, how do you navigate that space to where you're being discerning, but open, and you're being cautious, but not so protective and guarded to where you can let someone in that's genuine?
Yeah. So when it comes to self-protection and being open in that self-protection, I believe that that should be earned. I will never tell anyone to just give out their openness all willy-nilly because everyone doesn't earn that space in you. Like everyone doesn't deserve that capacity from you. Because like I was saying earlier, some people will take advantage of that, right? You'll give them the key to the door and they come in your house and just wreck it, steal
Yeah.
stuff, you know, um, not your literal house, but you know what I'm saying, like
Right,
your
right.
your spirit, like they'll wreck you wreck your inner world, and just to use you or just cause, right? There's no positive benefit to letting everyone inside, right? So when it comes to being open, I believe that it should be earned, right? That and being earned, it takes time. It takes patience. It takes proof of love. It takes evidence of wanting to be there for that person and just wanting that person genuinely, right?
Mhm.
You should never open up yourself to someone just because they have certain things or just because they tell you certain things. That's never a healthy way to be in a relationship with anyone, even be in a friendship with anyone. Because you
Yeah.
can't even mess with a lot of friends these days. You got to be careful who you call your friend these days, right? Because you let
True.
them in, you tell them all these secrets, and all of a sudden, other people know the things you told only her or him. So you're like, whoa, what?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I strongly believe that you have to earn that openness. But when you do find someone that like that earns that openness, it's not that much thinking behind it. It's almost free flowing. It's easy to be open with someone who's earned that openness. It almost feels natural, right? Like 1 + 1 = 2. You don't have to think that hard about the result. You just know it feels right when someone earns that openness. So openness has to be earned, or it should be earned, I'll say. And when it's earned, it stays longer too. It has longevity. It has a foundation now, right? Because when someone doesn't earn your trust or your openness, the slightest thing can destroy whatever y'all got, right? Because there was never any weight to it. So when someone earns your trust and your openness, it feels better. And I feel like that's the best way to go about that.
That's good. So in those spaces when you're in the relationship or whatever, and how do you navigate from the male perspective? How do you navigate when there's the dichotomy is off kilter, meaning she is experiencing mountain high in life and you're rooting for her and you're happy for her, but you're going through a valley low or vice
Mm,
versa. And how do you
mm,
manage that where you're genuinely happy for this person, but you don't want it to come off as competition and you want to support them? But how do you navigate when you're both not in your winning season at the same time and it's either one person's going through it? And then I guess the second part of that question is when they're not the mountain high version of themselves, how do you survive their, their valley where it doesn't become a turn off and you're just like, maybe we should take a break. And it's not that anything's wrong, it's just they're just going
mm.
through something right now, but it can pull you away. So how do you manage that?
I would say when it comes to this, it's all about perspective.
Mhm.
Because if I'm winning, she's winning. And if she's winning, I'm winning. It doesn't matter if I'm in my lows or lows in that time, right? Because if we're together, we're going to be one. That's the point of being in a relationship, right? You have a lot of people out here who are in relationships and still like separate. You know what I mean? I'll never believe in that, but that is the reality for a lot of relationships these days. When you are in a
Mhm.
relationship, you're supposed to be one. You're supposed to come together, right? So what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. Um, we're supposed to be bonding in this situation that we have, right? So if you are in a situation, well, let me speak from a man's point of view. If I'm in a relationship with a woman, and like you said, I'm in my lows of lows in that season, and in that season, in her season, she's in her highs of highs. I won't look at it as a her winning, because I will look at it as we're winning, because
Right.
we're together, we're one, right? We're on the team, we're on the same team. Just like if you're playing basketball, right, or you're playing doubles tennis, if someone on your team is having a great game, but you're not having such a great game, they got 25 points, you probably got 2 points, shooting two for 14. At the end of the game, y'all won. That's the result. Y'all won. It wasn't he won because he had more points than me, and I lost because I have. You got to look at it as a team mentality. If we won, then we won together. If we lose together, right? And that goes vice versa. If as a man, if I'm winning, I'm going to make sure that my woman feels my success as well in some kind of a way. I'm not just going to
Mhm.
like go up the hill by myself and say, "Oh, I'm doing so great," knowing that I have a woman by my side. That doesn't work,
Yeah.
because if I'm creating such a distance from her, then we are not hand in hand. She's too far away to be hand in hand, right? So when it comes to that, I feel like it's all about like perspective. We supposed to be doing this together forever. Like this is what we signed up for. So um and that's a good question, because you do have situations where you'll hear a man or a woman in a relationship say, "Oh, he's doing so great, but I'm not." So it's like, what is your partner doing to help you like feel included, right? Like
Yeah.
to help you feel like you're part of that process that he's in or she's in, right? Because it has to be done together. There's got to be some kind of, you know what I mean? Some kind of like teamwork together.
Yeah,
You should never feel like you're by yourself, right?
yeah. And
In
I
highs and
asked that.
lows.
Yeah, definitely. And I asked that because, being in the podcast space, I hear a lot of conversation when it comes to relationships and different perspectives. And a lot of times I hear the man says, well, she makes more than me, so I'm not the head because she's making more. And that's such a fixation of
Yeah.
if she's making more and how that
Mm,
really shifts his mindset and how he's
mm,
showing up. And then I'm like, is that a security thing? And it's
mm.
literally down to because she makes more, this is why
Right.
I act this way. And no accountability for anything else. It's down to because she makes more or she has this or her place is better than mine or she's driving better than me.
Mm,
And so it goes back to my initial premise as far as, when I asked the beginning of the conversation, you being reduced down to a check,
mm.
and where do we move beyond identity based on you having tangibly less or more? I just don't the way I think, I guess, for me and other women that may think like me, trying to understand that mindset of why men base their value or worth in the relationship on him making more or not.
And I do understand that because, like, you know, being an ultimate provider does involve finances. It does involve
Mhm.
money in some way, but at the end of the day, like this generation has the most successful women ever in history of humankind. Like there are more millionaire women than ever before. There are more CEO women than ever before. So I do think men have to overall have to adjust their mentality when it comes to that. Because back in the day, that was the case, right? Because the man was the breadwinner. He was the one that was working while the wife was at home. That's not the case nowadays, right? There are a lot of women making more money than men. Like, um,
Yeah.
but then I also want to say about that is when it comes to men who are insecure about a woman that makes more money than him, that means he's basing his success on the amount of money he has,
Mhm.
which is a whole nother type of mentality that can like either make you more confident or it can hurt you, right? It can humble
Mhm.
you or it can boost you because whatever you determine your tool of success is what you're going to follow. So if
Mhm.
you, as a man, if you're following the amount of money you have in your bank account as a currency of success, then that's what's going to rule your mindset on any and everything.
Yeah.
So if you don't make a lot of money this month, now you're going through it. You're going crazy. You're upset. You're emotional. If you're making a lot of money this month, now you're super high. You just feeling exuberant, amazing. Your feelings are dependent on the things you feel like is success. So when you have
Mhm.
these type of men who are fixated on money being their success and they find a woman who's making more money than them, they feel intimidated. They feel like a failure. And they can be making 500,000 a year. And then this woman making 750 a year
So that drives
and
him to work
still
more
not feel
hours? That drives him to work
well,
more to try to catch up, or is it
well,
like an ego thing?
it is an ego thing, but sometimes you just won't make more money than a woman because it just
Mm.
depends on the industry y'all in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so that's why like God is so like important when it comes to everything, because you realize like all these earthly things that we depend so much on, or like try to like show how much success we have. These things don't last. They can be taken away. You know what I'm saying? Like money can be taken away. But if you base as a man, if I base the success of my relationship on something internal, something that can't be touched, taken away, robbed from me, given to me, then that will last for the rest of my life, right? So
Yeah.
I would basing your success on money, it's just not worth it. It really isn't.
Yeah. And I guess, Seals, to kind of flip that and dig a little deeper into that on the side as far as women, um, conversation, and I say we as a collective, as women, we don't all think this way. I'm just speaking as
Mhm.
a euphemism for the context of this conversation. A lot of us lean deeper into education or attempting to make more because one, women in our family that we saw were placed in predicaments
Mhm.
like our grandmothers and older women in our family because they didn't have the education and finances were in marriages and they had nowhere to go. So they were there,
Right.
and those situations could have been volatile.
Mhm.
Or you were in a space where you did trust a man and ended up in a situation and you're left holding the bag because he dropped the ball and abandoned everything. And so you're having to scramble and figure it out. Or you saw friends around you go through things that did not have things in place. So they're trapped you know, and so in your mind, you're like, I'm not gonna be her. Or you have a PTSD of just in case this Negro acts the fool, I need to make sure I can still eat or have my lights on or pay my rent or, have a car. And a lot of that comes from a combination or isolated incidences like that, or a combination of all those things. And then statistically, Black women after 30, the marriage rates are lower, right? And
Mhm.
so, because speaking from a biblical standpoint, not having a covering as a husband and it's you, if you don't do it, it won't get done because it's just you. I
Mhm.
mean, and for me, I don't have kids, but what if you're a single mom or you're divorced or your husband passes away? You
Mhm.
have all these responsibilities and there's no one else to step in and help you. So you
Mhm.
do have to go do that. And so I think both can be true at the same time. But on the flip side of that, I think some of the men that come with that rhetoric, they don't see that, and the ones that push against it, sometimes they are the offender and they don't wanna see themselves or be accountable and have those real conversations
Mhm.
about why a lot of women have a lot of emotional PTSD and then lean into education or whatever, and some of it's because we want to and we can, which that can be correct and true, but a lot of it is because of what I mentioned previously as far as different situations, um that we find ourselves in as a collective because we're seeing so many bad actors out here, and it's like, let me make sure I can turn on hot water every day.
Mhm. Is that how you feel about your experiences?
Me personally, yeah. Um, we hear this term about um soft life me, and I think that gets misused. And I'm because here every time you hear, you're open to ask me questions, which you know that. Because this is a dialogue, not a monologue. I think for me personally, it's been some of that. And when I say soft life, it's not about you not working, not doing anything. And this is my definition. When I think of the soft life, I think of it as a place to mentally, emotionally, psychologically land safely with the right person. Those things are great, but just the mental um security on top of everything else.
Mhm.
And when I define security beyond money or tangible things, I look at it as if he's a provider, he's also providing a safe space, meaning if you have to travel and go out of town, I don't have to worry about you or think about you or hey, you're in your room, oh, turn the phone around. Let me see, that.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about you wiping your GPS in your vehicle. So wherever you been or not have been, should have been is those things. And it's a place of rest, things you just don't really have to consider because I know he's an integral person, right? And in terms of that, I would say, yeah, it's been a combination of that. Things I experienced with um other people within the family dynamic when
Mm-hmm.
they, as far as marriage, how and who they chose, the situations that their kids were in because of how and who they chose,
Mm-hmm.
um, female friends and acquaintances and how and who they chose and situations they got themselves in.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that is, I guess, a little vicarious PTSD and just prior in dating, um, even though financially they were okay, but there was some insecurity as far as goals and what I wanted and what they, and not that they were bad people, but we didn't want the same thing. Some of the drive didn't align in certain areas. And then the trust of saying to me, even though you have the tangibles together, you're not a soft place to land because how you show up every day as a man is not someone of integrity. And so
Mm-hmm.
um I could not fully be soft because your how you move is questionable. And then on the other end, could not be soft because you're not ambitious and you're just doing the mundane day to day. And I'm more of a goal oriented person and you're not desiring that. And so
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if we had gotten married, that would have been arduous. And I've never been married, but I think that would have been arduous because at some point, we would have definitely outgrown each other. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think all of that is a yes to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I move and make some of the choices that I have because I want to make sure that I have options and I'm not boxed in. But on the business end, I want to be marketable so I can always have a way to be creative as far as income, but
Mm-hmm.
also an outlet because I get bored and I like to keep that intellectual stimulation. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I think also somebody that wants it like I do, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. But in a
Yeah.
place where it's safe, and you know me offline, very
Mm-hmm.
feminine, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but when I need to get it with you, we can do that. But then at the same time, I can still live in my softness too.
Right.
So
And
hopefully
it's
I
all
answered
about,
the question. I
no,
know it's
you
probably
definitely
long
did.
winded, but
Yeah, you
yeah,
nah, you definitely did. But when you talking about yourself, you start getting to your story. Time don't really exist no more because you start feeling what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a
you call me
testimony
long
in
winded.
church.
You call me long.
Hey, hey, man, I can't talk
Sometimes you
because
gotta talk it out, but
listen, it's some topics you talk to me about. I'm sorry, time don't exist. I'm gonna talk because I'm so invested in that thing.
you
So I
do.
get it. I get it. Yeah, I get it. But
But yeah.
yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of people choosing their preference too over purpose.
Mm,
And that's another thing, right? See, because I don't know, I've been seeing a lot of like, especially women as a man, I've been seeing a lot of women like, online, they'll say, oh, I need a dude that's 6'4", making this amount of money, got this, got that, right? And then they get it, and then they're not happy, right? And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real, real, real with you, right? I've never in my life seen so many married women approach me, right? Because so for those who
hold
don't know, I
on.
mean,
Let me zoom
listen,
in. Wait a
listen,
minute.
listen, listen,
What?
Steve. Yes, yes. So for those who don't know, so my 9 to 5, I work in the tech industry. So I work for a major computer seller, and we have like a lot of conferences, a lot of happy hours. I don't drink or that much, but it's more like just networking, right? You're networking with these C-level executives, trying to get business deals done, right? So these is what it's mainly for, right? And going to these conferences and these happy hours, You have people that come there, they get drunk under the influence, and that's when the truth starts coming out. They're no longer as professional and
I'm
real
sitting
tight
up. Whoa.
tight as they are in the offices, right? You have these
Yeah.
bars that getting lit, and it's all paid for. These people got money, so they just buying the bar, whatever. So I would say in the past 5 years, because I've been in the tech industry for the past 7 years, but
Mhm.
for the past 5 years, I'll say I've had married women approach me in different ways, but nonetheless approach me on some, and I know they're married because one, I know their husband.
Oh,
I've either worked with their other husband or I know about their husband because everybody in the tech
right.
industry know everybody, right? Two, I see their ring, you know? So like I got my aura ring, it's on the wrong finger, so you know I'm not married yet, but it be on the right finger. You know what I mean? So I'm looking like, and most of the time I'm always sober. So I have a right mind and I'm able to read people really easily.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see how they talking to me, the way they looking at me. I'm big on body language. On my YouTube channel, I'm
Yeah.
big on body language. I'm reading all these things and I'm like, this is crazy. This is so discouraging when it comes to marriage these days
Mhm.
because you're married and you've been married. Like some of them have been married over 20 years. And it's like, as a man, because men are supposed to initiate marriage. We're the ones that's supposed to like get it happening, right? As a man, it's like, wow, it really feels like a risk. And that's why you got to be careful who you invest in, the women you invest in as a man, like the one you say, I would spend the rest of my life with. And when it comes back to preferences, like I started this topic off, it's like, yo, it's not all about preferences, man, because preferences going to break your heart. It is because preferences can only get you so far. It's like a starting point. It's like having a race and you start off on a race fast. You in the lead. You just boom. You starting and no one's around you. But the end goal is the main purpose. How you end that race is the thing that really matters. It's not about how you start, how you finish. So
Yeah.
preferences, in my opinion, I just feel like preferences is the start to something hopeful. Because you can get everything in a woman or a man in preferences, but then you realize they are straight trash on the
But some
inside.
people are committed to their preference
And
and
that's
they
the
will die on that hill.
that's the thing. They die. They die too. They die right
They
on that hill.
they
You
die
know?
on that hill, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
And like going back to my experiences with these married
yeah,
women, they'll start to like talk about all the problems in their relationships, their marriages. They don't know me from Adam. And yet they're telling me, oh, when we first started talking, he was everything I wanted. And now it's just, oh, now the relationship is boring. Now the marriage is getting dull. And I'm just like, uh, I
you
don't
know
know
why they're
you.
saying that to you though? It's because they've
Tell
brought
me.
it up to him and they're not being heard.
But bringing it up to me is
I know,
crazy.
but I'm
You
not
know what I'm saying?
justifying it, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you it's because they're in a space where their needs they're not being heard.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they're fishing, or if it just takes that one person that will listen.
Yeah.
And we talked about this before, the cracks in a relationship. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it might have been Byron when he was here with the panel.
Mm-hmm.
We talked
Right.
about those cracks. And
Yeah.
when there's a crack, all it takes is one person to take that
Mm-hmm.
crack and then just break the door down.
One seed of doubt. That's all it takes for that sprout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So how are you navigating that? Because if you are, because you hear people now, see, that's why I'm not getting married, or they allow certain instances to
right.
that a marriage is overrated. And
Right.
you hear that, but I'm like, you're taking a small
Right.
subject,
Yeah.
but making that your mantra for life. And
Right.
although this person may experience this and this person may experience this,
Mm-hmm.
that's your truth, not mine.
Yeah, and I get it because I get people in my comments say things like that too on certain videos because I talk positive. I talk about positive mindsets, but you always have people who've been through things and they spread that hurt in the comments
Yeah.
saying like, oh, but this I went through this, and it's like that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about though, right? But I I do understand because when you've been through something, it's hard to make things make sense after that.
Hmm.
But I hate to say at the end of the day, but when it comes to it,
At the end of the day.
I know I'm trying my best like to stop saying that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to it, that's life. That's life. Life is nothing but a bag of risk, right? Because say for instance, you go in an interview for a job and you don't get the job. So now you're gonna say, oh, I hate interviews. I hate going for I'm never going for another job ever again because it hurt that much that I didn't get that job. Right? No, you're gonna go on another interview because you know you need that job. You know that job is out there for you somewhere,
You just need
right?
one yes.
You just need one yes. It don't matter if it's 99 no's. You
You
just
need
need
one
one
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
That one job that God laid out for you. If you don't go for that job, you'll never know. You will never know it's there. If you quit, you'll never know, right? And it hurts. It hurts being rejected. It hurts failing. It hurts taking a loss. It hurts, right? But that is life. Life is not all rainbows and butterflies.
Mhm.
And the same thing applies to, you know, dating and relationships and stuff. Like life throws curveballs. Every day is a risk. Every
Mhm.
single day is a risk. You don't know every day you wake up how your day gonna turn out. That's why I pray every morning. I pray while I'm in my car that I have the day that's for me, and
Yeah.
that God, you'll always protect me, and no matter what, because you just never know, right? So when it comes to situations like this, man, it's up to you to decide if you want to keep going or not. And I
Mhm.
pray that people never quit on themselves because I do believe that everyone has something that they deserve out there, whether that's a thing, a person, whatever it is, right? Because God will never leave us alone. So I do feel that way. That's me. And it's proven, it's been proven for me. There's been times where I've thought about quitting, you know, in some dark stuff too, but I didn't give up. And now I am where I am today because I didn't give up. So that's what I gotta say about that.
Yeah, I agree. And I've gone through seasons where the frustration and you ask God all these questions like, why am I going through this? What is going on? And I was getting a lot of no's, right? And I stepped back and I took my hands off of everything and I was like, right now I need to gather my thoughts, feel it. But at some point the light clicked and was like, okay, you had your moment. It's time to get up and go forward.
Hmm.
And in the next try is where I got my yes. And
Hmm.
all I needed was one. But
Yeah.
I have gone through those things where I just felt like, what am I spinning my wheels? Like what is the but at some
Almost
point
hopeless. Almost.
you have those we're human, right?
Yeah.
But at some point there was a turning point where
You're right.
God relieved some of that pressure. And so I guess that goes into the next point of this conversation before we wrap up, as far as from a man's point of view, how do you manage your personal mental wellness in those seasons? Because we see so many men that they'll have frustration and obstacles in life, and it kind of takes them off path. And if they don't have the right mindset or people or group or whatever in place, they can keep going off of the path.
Hmm.
And that could be alcohol, it could be promiscuity, it could be substance abuse, it could be a combination of all those things.
Yeah.
So for you, what has it been like in those seasons, maintaining your personal wellness, coming through it, and then remaining on the path?
Yeah. And I feel like my thing that kept me on track was just remembering my why. And my why has been my strongest defender. It's been my strongest anchor. Um, and my why has changed over time. Like it's
Mhm.
not like I keep the same why all the time because depending on your age and what you're going through in life, your why is going to change. Like my why in my
Yeah.
20s is not my why now. Like
Yeah.
I'm a grown man now. So it depends on like where you are in life, and even on those tough times, it's like, you feel like quitting. Like you said, you stopped, you took a pause, you took a break, and you just like got your feelings, yourself together. Like even in those moments, your why comes creeping back in.
Mm.
And once you let those negative thoughts go aside, go at bay, you realize, you remember why I'm doing this in the first place, and that's what keeps me going. Like I told you, I quit social media for a long time. I still
You
haven't
left
gone back.
Instagram and just forgot about us over here.
I still like haven't gone back to Instagram, and um because
We had the
so
TikTok fiasco.
yeah, I had man, you was helping me with that. People were stealing my videos, putting it on TikTok. Like for me, I'm very old fashioned. I like person to person interactions.
Yeah.
I like the times before cell phones. I miss those times before like all this digital stuff, because that was when humans were at their peak, because you had to learn how to talk to people directly. You had to learn how to spit game. You had to, like how we talked about in your last
Yeah.
video, you had to learn how to like be a real person. Right
Yeah.
now, you got a whole bunch of fake stuff all over the
Yes.
place because you
I
don't have to be.
remember absolutely. I remember in high school, it was like the summer I graduated from high school, and this is like my first like real boyfriend. We had
Hmm.
matching sneakers,
Hmm.
and Wendy's had the sunroom.
Hmm.
And so we would go in the summer and sit in the sunroom and eat our food like French fries and dip it in the Frosty
Yep.
and just googly eyed with our matching sneakers and would just talk all day. And, of course, we ended up having like we had summer jobs, whatever. But when we did not have to work our days off and going to the movies, and then we would sit in that Wendy's sunroom and just
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and then
It's
sit on
weird
the
now.
phone at night when the radio was a thing, the quiet storm.
The
And
quiet
listen to
storm.
my song in the bed, had
Yep.
the cordless and just you sleep
Uh,
well.
mad grown.
I mean, I'm sleepy, but I'm not sleepy.
You go
And
to sleep first. You go to
you go,
sleep.
you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. We did that, and my mom would be mad because we had the cordless, and you could page the base to see where the phone
Hmm.
was, and you
Hmm.
left the charger, it would die.
Hmm.
Like that was the kids say that was tea. That was top tier.
Yeah,
Like
that was the
that was,
peak. That was the peak.
and then like our moms, his mom liked me, my mom liked him, and he was like, "Can Camille come over?" And that was like the first time our moms met. Mind you, I'm like 18, 17, 18, like fresh out of
Mm.
high school because I graduated when I was 17.
Right.
And my mom, black moms, well, I need to meet the mom first. And
Yep. Yep.
so and what's so wild, I'm still friends, even though we're not together and he's gone, whatever, I'm still friends with his whole family to this day.
Hmm. Yeah.
And went over, our moms met, and black moms had like the nice living room, and then was like the
Mhm.
den. And was like,
Yep.
"Well, y'all can sit in here and talk, but leave the door open."
Yep.
And
Leave
so
that door
yeah,
open.
don't leave the door open. And we would sit there and talk forever and ever, and that was like, the thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how we communicated.
It's not the same no more, but I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And then in college, we sit on the steps of the dorm and talk till the sun went down. Especially if
Hmm.
it's like Friday, you finish all your homework and you sit on the dorm
Yeah.
steps talking outside and just
Yeah.
sit on the rails and then ride around
Hmm.
campus and talk and then go get something to eat, grab a pizza, and then come
Right.
back to the dorm and sit and talk. Like that was game.
Yeah, but you had to be real. You couldn't hide it. You couldn't hide it. You couldn't fake the funk because you was in person with it.
Yeah.
You know. Now you could be a whole nother person, and the other person will not know. It's scary now. So,
It's crazy. But I know
yeah.
we kind of
So,
went off a little bit, but
yeah, but yeah. So basically, I'm just saying, like, you just gotta. I have to remember my why, and your why has to be strong enough to be worthy of that type of
mhm.
attention, right? You can't have no little whimsy lie why, like weak why. Like your why has to be life changing. It has to be something that you're like, yo, if I achieve this why, my whole life is changed. Like this is my dream, my goal. Like whether it's helping other people or whatever it is, right? It got to be something that's really like profound. And because it's so deep and profound, that's what's going to keep you going. You know what I mean? It's not no McDonald's or Burger King. It's soul food. Like it's something like real, you know what I'm saying? So that's what kept me going, you know. Even even like with relationships too. Like you can't have no
Mhm.
person that feels like fast food. You know what I'm saying? Like temporary. Like you just involved with it some days or some nights and then you just go to
Yeah.
something else. Like, nah, you need real nutrition.
Putting the crop in the crock pot.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't live without this type of food. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
And when you
yeah.
try to reheat fast food, it's not as good as
It's
when you first.
terrible. It's terrible.
But you
That
can
tells you
reheat
everything you
that
know.
macaroni the next day.
What?
And
I can eat
greens,
that cold.
collard greens the next day taste better than they did the first day you
What?
cooked them.
Man, I can eat it cold. That's how good real it is. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
For sure. Well,
Mm-hmm.
just one thing.
Before we wrap up, what are your key takeaways from our conversation? And where can our listeners find you on social media?
So, what do you have going on? What's new? What's coming up? And then where can people find you on social media?
Okay, so like you made fun of me. I do have an Instagram that I'm not active on. But
I tagged you on tonight's. I'm like, why am I tagging? He's not gonna
yeah.
see it anyway.
Yeah, I'm not going to see it yet, but I will at some time. I'm just not a big social media person. I'm really not, but I'm trying. I'm really trying. YouTube is so easy to be like expressive because you just post a video and you keep it moving. There's no feed. There's no like people talking. So like I'm very private and I'm very like just
Introverted.
low key introverted. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, they have
surprisingly.
shorts. They have
Yeah.
shorts, and you
Yeah,
can
they do have
post.
shorts. Yeah.
But
But yeah, so I'm still the man on all things. Eventually I will get back to Instagram. And if TikTok start to get themselves together, sharpen up, and then I'll take them more seriously. Until then. But anyway, SEALZ the Man on all things. I have a website where I take questions and submissions about anything really that you want my take on. If you like my videos and you want my interesting take on things, you can do that at askseals.com. And yeah, I think that's about it. See?
yeah, I have. I'm still on TikTok, but the way I create, like I used to, it's just it's taxing.
Mm-hmm.
And I like YouTube, like you said, I can just post it and go. But I stopped with the TikTok as much because it felt very gimmicky.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to do a lot to keep it going. And it's
Yeah.
entertaining to watch. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the comments are more entertaining than the posts.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're having to do to get noticed,
Yeah.
and it's just mentally taxing. And so I'll post on Instagram. I have it connected to my Facebook, and I mainly just post some lifestyle things and my podcast stuff.
Yeah.
But I find myself slowly gravitating more towards YouTube because I'm thinking about long form content and
Yeah.
longevity, and I just think YouTube is probably a better fit for me. So
Yeah. Going back to that fast food, like real food, like discussion, I feel like TikTok is more fast food
it
because it's
is.
like your attention span is so short on that app. While meanwhile, YouTube, like you have to sit there and watch these videos. They're longer, you know what I mean? So you're more invested in them. They mean more, you know what I mean? They say
Mhm.
more. So I'm more of that type of man. Like I'm more about content. Like I'm more about the real, you know what I mean? So TikTok and all the new stuff is kind of like, I sound like
Yeah,
an old guy. Like get off my
no,
lawn
I
guy.
think
But
it's just more so as quality over quantity,
yeah, yeah,
and I spend more time out watching TV or movies or documentaries on YouTube now lately
yeah, yeah.
versus other outlets just because it's there. I can just go through channels.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. It's like it's my new TV now,
Yeah, yeah,
for sure. Well,
exactly.
it's been a great conversation. First of all, I want to thank everyone for joining me throughout the month of July. This episode actually wraps up the 2025-26 season of the Speaker Podcast. So we will have Heart and Soul back this fall, which SEALZ will be there on the panel. So look forward to that in the month of October. If you know, you know. And I just want to thank everyone for supporting me throughout this season. Um, did not know, did not plan, but this season, Speaker Podcast got a soundtrack. We have an album, we
Mhm.
have an EP. So those are exciting things, and that will continue as we go forward. The music is available on my title, music profile page there, and then the music videos, and there'll be more to come. They're available here on my YouTube channel. And so to every subscriber, if you have liked, shared, commented, hopped in the comments, more importantly, I want to say thank you to every single guest, because we all have schedules, and the fact that you spend so much time doing so many other things, but you still take the time to sit down and share your journey and your perspective with me. I do not take that lightly at all. So I do want to say thank you and to give all of my guests, SEALs, everybody their flowers, and just really want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. So stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe to my website, stay in the loop. I try not to bombard you all with emails just because we're all getting that all the time. So if I send you an email, it is because something is really happening and I want you to be in the loop. So with that being said, y'all be blessed, be safe, good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Wow, what a conversation. I hope you got something from tonight's episode. If you missed tonight's convo, no worries. Just catch the replay on YouTube and be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Keep the Speaker Podcast ad-free. Scan the QR code and buy me a coffee. Your support keeps us ad-free while bringing you conversations impacting the community and the culture.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Speak Her podcast. Be sure to follow Camille on Instagram at camille.essick, Facebook at the Speak Her podcast, or www.camilleessick.com.
Listen, love the Speak Podcast. The feeling when you're here. There's a vibe in your ear.